All right. We're live.
We're live?
We're live.
Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome to the GTS Gregor, Thistle, and Senpai group.
That never seems to be all three of us right now.
Yeah. Well, life is...
Like a hurricane here in Duckburg.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. We weren't sure that if we were going to have the game, lots of things were happening today. But I'm glad that we're able to all get together and just relax and decompress. So, you guys just finished up the ghost house story. Thistle, what you might not have known is they found the child in the basement, found its corpse, took it outside, and properly buried it. So, yay. They also, while in the basement, found a magic ring, which over the next few days they discovered it was a ring of evasion. Which, this ring has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you fail a dex saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend 1 charge to succeed on that saving throw instead.
But do we know that that's what we got?
Yes.
Okay.
The reward for completing this task for Mother Agara was a small little carrying case of 4 healing potions. So you acquired those items and spent the next couple days identifying the magic ring and decompressing after a not quite so fun adventure.
What you talking about? That was a riot.
You do know that Agara, the goblin that hired you, was interested in possibly doing some further work with some of you. She seems to have some concerns concerning a few of the people around the barrows. And as soon as you were ready to just go up to come see her again, and she will talk to you further about possible issues that your unique talents would be good for squelching. But presently, you guys are in the Holy Hops Tavern. It is the rainy season, and so there's a lot of fishermen currently at the bar just enjoying a nice drink, since you can't really do fishing on these particular days since the waters get a little too restless. So Kai is busy doing his own thing, but there's a lot of unfamiliar faces who are just passing the time. What are you guys doing at this point?
Someone just told us to check our poster. I don't know what that means. So I mean, Senpai would just be working on himself, meditating.
In the loud common room?
Reading. He would read in the loud common room.
Alright. What are you reading? Like a fiction, non-fiction?
A nice novel.
Alright. Trying to relax and decompress. You're enjoying some of the works of one of the local orcish authors who love their high fantasy of grand adventures of seafaring and piracy. It's quite a tale. Thistle, what are you doing?
Eating. Thistle's eating. As always.
So, Notches, I assume. As you're basically sitting in this bowl of queso with these chips around you, you're consuming it, being perfectly happy. One of the local fishermen comes over. It's like, oh, nachos. Picks up a chip and begins to dip it. Sees you, goes, oh. There's something in this cheese.
lick his finger. I just lick his finger.
Oh no! Oh, you have a problem, man. Kai, what is... No. She paid for those nachos. If you want nachos, you're going to have to pay for them yourself. This little rat monkey paid for nachos? Yeah, it's fine. Come over here and you can pay for your own nachos. And your little tiny plate...
I'm sorry, did he just call me a rat monkey?
Yeah.
I guess because you're little.
And
you're so overexposed.
And Simeon, he is a lizard folk, and so to him, you are a rat monkey. So he goes over, orders.
I would prefer to be a spider monkey, but
he orders himself some nachos, and he just kind of stares over at you and eats. And whenever you take a bite of your next chip, he just kind of goes, oh, you know what? I think I'll pass on the nachos. That's pretty gross. And so you enjoy your meal, pass the time reading. Is there anything else you would wish to do before talking to Agara about possible conflicts? Is there anything that you'd want to do on your own accord?
Senpai decides that he's going to start learning an instrument.
I want to go see if there's a fair in town.
All right. So, do you have a musical instrument?
No.
No. So you can make your way out to the Grand Bazaar, where there's all kinds of
How bizarre. I don't know where my
wares being sold.
pencil is.
And Thistle, you're looking for entertainment. Now, the bazaar is where the tavern is filled with all kinds of just panhandlers, subway performers, effectively, some jugglers, people just trying to scrape up enough coins to pay for their evening meal. You know that most of the shows are a floor up in the... I have a name for that floor. I think that floor is actually called the... Carnival. So the floor above you is the carnival. It is filled with... It is a constant party. Something's always going on. New sights are always there. So if you're looking for something a little bit more grand to spend your coin on, that would be the floor to do it on. Alright. So you make your way up. You go up to the market, though. And you're looking for musical instruments.
Yes.
Now, how much coin do you have on you right now? Just so that...
I have 28 gold pieces.
You have a lot. As you're looking around at the different sites, you see a fiddler strumming on his violin. Not strumming. Bowing? You bow a violin. Yes. And it sounds majestic. You hear pan flutes further down the aisle. You even hear a jaw harp twanging and making a really interesting, though feral sound.
You are always peering up there, so I'm just...
Yep, that's fair. What kind of instrument are you looking into?
I feel like a harmonica would really add something to our musical performances.
Of course. As you peruse these majestic instruments, you see this goblin who is tinkering and adjusting some iron into a bar, blowing on it, like, yeah, adjusts, blows again, it's like, alright, throws that one aside, and you see this array of brass and tin harmonicas. He goes,
I would also like to say that a tambourine would be nice because Thistle could use it as a trampoline.
But
But it would make like lovely music as she jumped.
a harmonica is a lot easier to carry without it getting broken. So I feel like a harmonica is the way to go. Or maybe an ocarina.
there are ocarinas. They're 6-hole, 4-hole.
I think a 4-hole ocarina.
They have these lovely little pendant ocarinas that come on like a necklace.
Are they blue or pink? The ones downstairs.
They do not. One of them does come in blue. It's nice and ceramic. The other one is wooden though, and has a little bit more of a reedy sound to it.
I like the wooden one.
All right, that'll just cost you 2 gold. And you have this nice little pendant that just hangs on you like a necklace that you can toot on. Toot, 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 toot. As you go incline on the major thoroughfare that is the center of this city, you see all manners of people. You see the halfling thugs, per usual. You see lizard folk, snake folk. You make your way up into the carnival floor, and you see a riot of sounds and images. There are carnivals presently. Some of them are coming from the eastern side, where there's a lot more of these goblin folk drums and acrobatics. There's also a few of the standard casinos. There's Fortuna, which is the house of the snake god of the city. There is a new casino called the Rabble Rouser that has just gotten up. And there is a more aquatic themed one called the Pearlescent Queen. And they often have performances associated with their vibe. You've never heard of the Rabble Rouser, and so you're not sure what to expect there. But the Pearlescent Queen is owned and operated by a sea elf with its coral headdress and fish-like lips and these ethereal aquatic eyes.
Are Senpai and Thistle together?
I
Or
imagine
separate?
you guys would have traveled together, picked up the ocarina, and then made your way up.
Okay. I want to go into the water one. Where do you want to go?
I am good with wherever. I think the water one sounds fun.
You enter the Pearlescent Queen, and you know that the floor above is this. It's called the. It has a flowing river through it. And clearly some of those aquatics are implemented as part of this structure. Because as you enter this Pearlescent Queen casino and showroom, there's all these water features cascading and dripping and turning different things to create this lovely trickling sound that is perpetually with you at all times.
I want to bathe in them.
Surprisingly devoid of mold or any unpleasant growth. You do see some moss structures that have grown over in some spots that just add to the atmosphere. Can
I find one of the moss things and climb up them to put my feet in one of the ponds?
Absolutely. You go over.
That's what I would like to do.
Enjoy the water structure, just playfully enjoying it and enjoying the sounds. Inside the major casino floor, you see this almost a coral reef of glass that just kind of cascades down, creating this chandelier. It's kind of the big art piece of the entire casino floor, with this pearl about the size of a basketball at its center point. You see all manners of people on the floor. There's orcs selling their pirated gains. There's more regal individuals from the higher floors just looking to spend a few coins. Travelers from all over enjoying the nice atmosphere here. In terms of the show, though, you do see that there is a like a swimming wading pool area where there's various fish and creatures swimming along that seem to have been captured, brought high up into this tower to allow to just roam and trickle in. And often the various creatures change as, you know, they either die or are loaned for short periods of time. Right now there seems to be a captured mermaid, siren, some half-fish creature that's just kind of lashed to one of the rocks.
Alive?
Yeah.
I want to go talk to her.
As you fly up to her, what do you say? Since she's on like this little tiny dais, but it's like a rock outcropping meant to look natural. She has a small range in the water, but it's mainly meant to keep people away from the expensive exhibit.
I ask if she's okay.
She looks at you like she doesn't understand. Then she says something in a more flowy, primordial tongue.
Would any of us recognize it?
It's Aquan, if you happen to have Aquan.
Doesn't Meg have Aquan?
Ah.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I was so excited to eat my lunch, I didn't pull up my character sheet. Give me 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure I have that, though. Where the hell's my character sheet?
And thanks everybody for joining us. I appreciate that. It's nice having people.
Yeah, sorry that I'm being annoying. I typed in character sheet expecting it to come up, and that was Gully. Okay, here's my physical. I speak. Oh, I don't speak Aquan. That was Gully.
Oh.
All right.
Getting characters mixed up.
I speak Common, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Well, she does not speak any of those. But she does say something in this beautiful flowing tongue, which has a low-key drone of like a waterfall, but with the high notes of like a trickling stream. And whenever she starts talking,
I go like this. I point to her and I go,
give me a charisma check, flat, just to see if you're able to convey meaning to this creature.
17. And then can I add my charisma modifier to it?
Yep.
Natural 20. Well, no, a dirty 20, I guess.
Dirty 20. She seems mildly confused at first. She does the upward thumb but frowny face, and then downward thumb's happy face. She just kind of shakes her head confused, but give me an insight check.
7.
Okay. She just shakes her head confused and just tugs on her chain a little bit. And
can I break the chain?
What?
Can I break the chain?
As you're doing all of this, there's this orcish bouncer which is kind of off to the side and goes, please, ma'am, stand back.
I step in front of the orcish bouncer and go, I'm lost.
I go to the mermaid and I break her chain.
Okay. Give me a deception check, charisma, and go ahead and give me a strength athletics check.
17. Because this isn't
okay. I have 14, and then I have +6 for athletics, so 20.
All right, you just have enough strength to just rip it in half, allowing the what bit on the collar and like about 2 feet of the chain to be detached from the rest of the confining apparatus. However, your distraction was like, excuse me, what? And then the snapping of the chain is like, oh no! You can't leave. She can't leave. Leave her be.
Why?
And the
Why?
Because she's the
Why?
current exhibit.
She's not an exhibit. She's a creature.
As you say this, the mermaid leaps into the wading pool and begins trying to book its way out. But it's a wading pool. So she gets to the edge of the wading pool and begins crawling on land as fast as she can.
I go pick her up and start running. I pick her up and I just start running. She's like 6 inches off the ground.
Like
I'm very
of...
strong. I hold her like this and I just start running.
Okay, the security guard blows his whistle. He's like, no, stop them! They're stealing the mermaid! Roll initiative.
I go, senpai!
Look,
and
hurry!
give me a D8.
Wait, what? A what?
Initiative first.
14.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
I don't know what you expected putting a chained mermaid in front of us.
I couldn't just leave it there.
Every time I point out the fact that this place is horrible, you guys are just like, we will fix it right now!
And then we kill the engineers. We have a really skewed, weird moral compass.
Wow. Okay,
Yep.
give me a D8 to see just how much time you have before further guards arrive.
Which one is that?
Got it. 3.
3 rounds. Okay, cool. There is presently 2 guards as you're trying to drag the mermaid along. You don't really have a good grasp on the mermaid
small.
since you're tiny. You could try to pick her by her hair or by the collar leash, since those are the most grabbable
No, I was
things.
trying to just like hold her like over my head and run.
You're this big!
I know, so she'd be like 6 inches off the ground. So it would look like you would just see little yellow legs. But if I'm strong enough to snap a chain, I'm strong enough to pick up a mermaid. Let's be real.
You're right. I don't understand it half the time. It's fair.
Somebody
Right,
said they're having trouble understanding this stream.
I know. So they took the plot line, which I gave them at the beginning, and we're just going to toss this into a jailbreak. So
He asked us, what would you like to do? I said I wanted to go to a carnival. He then said the closest thing to entertainment was what are we in?
Mermaid exhibit.
I keep wanting to say a lottery, but it's not a lottery. It's a
casino.
A casino. And then in the casino, he's like, there's this beautiful art exhibit. And I get so excited. And then he's like, and this mermaid has a chain around her neck. So obviously, we need to save the mermaid. And considering I was strong enough to break a chain, I feel like I'd be strong enough to pick up the mermaid and then just run. I wouldn't be moving super fast, but I'd be going.
Okay, so let's assume that you're helping in the best way you can. Right now there's a guard at the entrance of this casino who's a good 40 feet away from you at this point. There's also the guard that is trying to chase you down behind you. That's not that far away. So 2 orcish guards. Now, you won initiative, seeing this hot mess happening. What do you do in this moment as the guard is like, I'll be right back with you, sir? What do you do?
Who's Pizza Boy 999?
I have no idea, but I'm glad he's there.
I need to know so much more. I love it.
We did ask. We asked her if she was happy.
I tried. She couldn't give me a real answer.
She made a frowny face.
Yeah, she seemed sad.
So, what do you do?
Somebody shakes his head and just kind of stands there at a loss. Like, where was this going? And then runs ahead.
Hurry!
Runs ahead and tells
They
Hey
use
Hey
her
to
arms
trip
on
the
the
guard
ground to
at
make
the
us
door.
go faster.
What was that, Thistle?
Can the mermaid use her arms on the ground to help us go faster as I'm running?
She's doing the best that she can.
Can she?
So she is helping. Okay.
Yeah.
Her base land speed is 10 feet. It's not fast.
I just gotta make it to water.
Alright, I tell Hey Hey to dead leg the guard that's at the door.
Oh, between me and Kevin, could we fly? Could we hold her and fly?
No.
Like if I take one end and Kevin takes the other end, could
Kevin
we fly
is
with her?
not a super strong
but-
creature. He's just a flying
Okay,
frog.
but Hey Hey can knock over the guard at the door. Because it's 20 feet, right? So he can charge and knock him over.
It's 40 feet away from Thistle, which means it's a good 60 feet away from you.
So he has a 40... Hey Hey, my chicken, for anybody who doesn't know who Hey Hey is, has a 40-foot speed. So if he's doing his charge move, then would he be able to get there?
If this beast moves at least 20 feet... no. You would move... And its base movement speed is what? 40?
Yeah.
So it can move 40 feet, get up to the guard that's closest to you. Yes. Not the one at the gate. It can get to the close one.
Alright, well, he's going to try to...
The one that's chasing me.
Yes.
And then...
Can I go into a rage, please?
I really feel
On
like...
your... Yes, I'll say that you're in a rage for this because, of course, you're enraged. The Raging Pixie of Doom. So, Hey Hey drop kicks the guard?
Yeah, he's trying to knock him over, specifically.
Okay. He's still at the edge of the wading pool, so this will be lovely.
Hey, unless this guard has a 9 AC.
No, he does not have a 9 AC.
Hey runs right past him. He just...
It's like, oh, those weren't the... Okay. So you...
Can I tackle the guard?
Yes, it's
Because
within...
I don't really want to, like, kill anyone because we're, like, in the city and that seems like a bad move. I'm just trying to...
Tackle him into the water.
Go ahead and do your tackle. Give me a strength athletics check.
Okay, I would also like it to be known that I'm trying to make it look like I tripped into him. Like,
I'll have you roll a performance after this.
I just fall in the water.
Give me a performance check.
18.
Oh no!
Pretend to start drowning.
18 plus
Pretend
5.
to start drowning so he has to help you. Pretend to start drowning.
As you face plant, the guard goes, "The casino's not liable for any harm caused." And just keeps going after the mermaid. Alright, so after you... the guard will pull out its net.
Wait. Since it was a 23, is it a good enough performance that I can act like I'm drowning once I fall in and realize I didn't take the guard with me? to see if he'll stop and help me.
I assumed that, but the guard was like, no.
That was a real. That's a 25.
It's a wading
23.
pool. You're like 6 inches.
It's worth a shot.
This is like Klaus pretending that he's like drowning while the water's like 6 inches deep. It doesn't work.
Okay.
So.
It's worth a shot.
So the guards. The guard that was chasing both of you pulls out a net and attempts to throw it at you. So I'm going to make an attack roll.
I feel as though, since we have people who this is their first episode, we should just pause for like 2 minutes and give a rundown of who we are.
Oh, sure. That's a great idea.
So my character's name is Thistle, and she's about 6 inches tall. She is a barbarian pixie. I would say chaotic neutral at this point. She has her own moral compass. She doesn't mind killing someone for them looking at her wrong, but she also, like, if someone was to litter or lie, she would be offended that happened. And the senpai is her friend who she just like idolizes, and they have a very fun relationship.
And senpai is a boy. He's a half orc, half elf, and is a ranger. And he has an attack chicken named Hey Hey.
A barbarian pixie,
With
to
a
be
strength
clear
of
on that
like
last
19,
comment.
you have
And
a 20 strength?
so if you go back into my history, it's actually a totem barbarian, and where she comes from in the mountains, there's all these barbarian pixies, but some people think it's kind of legend. And there's a ritual when you come of age that you pick up this little, like, forget what it was, something in the fire, and it tells you what animal is your barbarian, your totem. And most people get bears and eagles, and that determines what you can do in that colony. And she got a badger, a honey badger, which by the looks of it, because they had never seen it before, it looks very weak. So her job became scooping dung and poop. And she didn't like that. So she set off to find out what a honey badger actually is and prove that she is strong and everything. But she doesn't know what it's called. So she just has it carved on a thing around her neck, and she refers to it as the thing. And that's pretty much it. So she's a super strong, and she kind of has some characters of a badger in the sense that she smells pretty bad and she's really messy. And also pixies have a really long lifespan. So the fact that she's only 18 is kind of the equivalent of like a 6-year-old. So she like just, does whatever she wants.
And then the third member of our group who's not here today is Grigor. He's an elf. He's a ranger. He just kills things.
He's a rogue.
A rogue. I meant rogue. And he just kills things. Everyone would be dying right now if Grigor were here.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long you guys last in this city since you guys mess with everybody.
At the end of my turn, I would like to yell out and just say, this was a really bad idea.
Just run for the water. I don't know what happened to my voice there. But just run for the water.
Keep in mind that you guys are in the carnival. There's still the bazaar they have to run through, the marina, and then you're outside.
You mean the casino?
Can I fly now that I'm raging? I should be able to carry the same amount whether I'm running or flying.
What's your
Honestly.
strength score again?
My what?
What's your strength score?
As in like the last one I rolled? I don't remember.
No.
What is your strength score?
Your modifier.
It's normally a 19, but I have like a +6 for athletics, or the little number under strength is +4. For people who are new watching this, you should also know this is my first time playing D&D. Please bear with me.
It's fine. They quickly figured out that we're a hot mess of a show, and that's okay. So
hey, that's what makes it fun.
It's something. So the guard takes a net and attempts to throw it over the mermaid, which is currently prone. And so I don't have the disadvantage I normally would have. So let's see if the guard gets the net over, and it is. And since you're kind of tied in with the rest of this, you're also restrained. You're going to be able to tear through this net with little problem, but he's very clearly just trying to make sure that the mermaid doesn't get away. And after that, the guard at the entrance turns around and is like, oh, snap. Pulls out his sword and goes, wait, where's the thief? And looks very confused as one person's face planting, as the mermaid's kind of just hobbling awkwardly fast.
I'm hiding in the mermaid's hair.
Yeah, that's working. And after their turn, where they're just trying to get their footing, it is Thistle's turn. What do? You're trapped
hiding in the
underneath the
mermaid's
mermaid
hair.
in this net.
I'm hiding in her hair, and I whisper in her ear, just pretend I'm not here.
Okay.
She doesn't speak in
Give me a
common.
Yeah, I don't think Thistle would know that yet.
Give me a deception
She
check. No, stealth check. Stealth check.
Oh, man. I rolled a 5.
Okay. The netting has you like pinned against the side of her head. It's like, I'm hiding. Shh. And your head's like sticking out of the netting. And the guard's just looking down like, oh! Very confused. So, that was your turn.
I would also like to say I really liked the comment of Demon Weasel.
Demon Weasel?
Yes.
Yes. So, after your effective turn, you're prone.
I stand up.
Okay.
And, hey is... I mean, that's my action, right?
No. Standing up only takes
That's
up
my
half of your
movement?
movement. So, you have 15 feet of movement. You can probably get up to the guy through the net.
I'm going to...
And Hehe's right there. Very...
Well, Hey wants to knock over somebody. Hey needs to knock over somebody.
Who's Hehe attacking? And what?
Well, is the guard at the door, like... I'm very...
Guard at the door, pulled his sword looking for the threat,
Oh.
and sees a chicken, someone who face planted, and this hot mess. So he's confused.
I'm just going to casually walk up and say, I would like to take my pixie and leave now.
As you're dripping in water,
Yes.
putting face planted in the waiting pool. Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Dang it. Do I have a...
Can I look up and say,
Persuasion is charisma, so that's a +5. That's a 19.
The guard is looking down, looking back at you, and goes,
We promise to never come back.
Yeah! Leave, never come back, and leave. Man, you caused some damages.
I give him... Wait, I have...
do not pay him. He imprisons mermaids. Sir.
It's the
Do you see
building's
this
mermaid.
beautiful creature?
What?
Do you see this beautiful creature?
I pull out one of my little rose feather bouquets. I hand it to him.
How do you sleep at night?
And then I lean down.
Stand back.
I imagine he's dumbfounded. And then I lean down. I pick up Thistle. And I put her inside her home and walk out the door.
Give me a performance check for the flower.
I feel as though we should start singing.
15.
15? You're like, you just want to take your thing and leave. It's like, fine, but you are so expensive. Flower. I'm so confused. You grab the pixie and begin walking out the door. The guard's like,
I just go,
Greg? Should...
and keep walking.
I just try and reach for the mermaid. Please.
I put you in your little house.
As you're
Shut the door.
trying to leave, they go, "No, they still need to pay. Give me an acrobatics check.
I would like to make a stealth check to
a
disappear.
stealth check to disappear into the crowd.
21.
You go full on ninja like. You're able to hide as long as you can convince Thistle to give up the chase. Otherwise, she's going to be too loud.
I will buy you nachos for a week if you stop now.
Thistle is pouting. Thistle has started giving Senpai the silent treatment.
You see
She's silent. That's all Senpai cares about right now.
You see the one guard run by the alleyway you dipped into, holding the rose, going, "Wait!" And he just moves past you. You've slipped them. But yeah, you're definitely not going to be welcome in the pearlescent queen ever again.
Unless we wear disguises.
Yep.
I go back to the Holy Hops Tavern. I put Thistle's house on the table. I open the door and I go, we need to have a talk.
Thistle turns around.
Had we planned, we could have freed her. We could have performed for the casino. We could have done so many things that would have been more effective. But now she's back in their place and we can't go back there. And we would have died.
We can still get her out.
We'll have to wait for
What
Grigor
other
to come
creatures
back
are
from
there?
his
How many
spirit
creatures do we
walk.
have to save?
There are captured creatures all over the barrows.
We can't save them all, Thistle.
There's a fairy dragon in the bazaar that's caged and everything. I mean, there's creatures everywhere.
Bullshit.
It's not a pleasant place.
Then why do we live here?
It's a good question.
Is this better than living out in the middle
Why
of the
do we
woods?
stay where they put people in chains all the time? This is terrible. All right, what do you want to do then if you don't want to save the mermaid?
Well, I think we should go back and talk to Agara. Because wasn't I unconscious? Or was Thistle unconscious? Who was unconscious? Were we all unconscious?
Thistle is unconscious because she learned where babies come from.
Oh yeah. Did you know that, Meg?
No, what?
Last week's game, since you weren't here, Thistle passed out when she learned where human babies come from.
That sounds fair. That's right.
I think we should go talk to Agara and find something to put our anger at injustice towards. Did I miss something?
No. So you say that. What's the response?
Is Thistle talking? Are you talking to me now?
I don't know. This is all very bullshit, but that's fine.
I will
Let's
buy
go.
you nachos and beer for a week.
I don't need you to buy me anything. We need to save the mermaid. They are majestic creatures. This is terrible.
They are, but especially without Grigor, we can't take on a casino full of guards.
What about if we wait until the casino's closed? Is it 24 hours a day?
It is a 24-hour casino.
This is crap. How did they get the mermaid? Who bought the mermaid? Why do they have a mermaid? I have so many questions.
They also had fish and other animals in the waiting pool, too.
I care less about them. You picked the wrong I have a giant mermaid tattoo down my arm, friend.
I did not
you
know
picked
that.
the wrong creature. You can't just leave the mermaid there.
So.
Is the mermaid worth your life?
I don't know.
We could just set the casino
It's
on
all right.
fire.
Continue with whatever we were supposed to do today. Depends on like how cool the mermaid is. I don't know. At this point, I'm like a murderous little thing. She might be worth my life, to be honest. I kill a lot of people.
So,
Does Thistle think that... I don't know that Thistle would die for a mermaid.
I don't think Thistle would think she
seen a
could
mermaid
die.
before? Or is this the
Probably not.
Well, you have to step back from the player emotion. I didn't free to
I'm saying
displace
that
her beast.
I feel like no, what I'm saying is I feel like Thistle would be that crazy. She'd be like, I don't know. I'd like, she's 6, she's like 18. She thinks she's invincible. She doesn't think she's going to die.
Okay, well, we should come up with a better plan. But I think that there are more lasting ways, because if we free that mermaid, they're just going to go get another one.
Fine. If Gregor was here, he'd be on my side.
If Gregor were here, we would still be at the casino killing people. And probably almost dying again.
All right, let's go. Let's just move forward. Come on, this is boring. I'm sure anyone watching it doesn't want to hear us talk about this.
So,
we're going to go see Agara.
You make your way into the bazaar, find her beautiful silk stall, and upon your entering...
Does she have kimonos?
Yes.
Senpai would like to buy a kimono.
All
so
right.
he can lounge in one. His room. A silk kimono. I just really think that that's something Senpai would want.
5 gold.
Cool.
For a basic... No, you can pay up to 15 gold and get like embroidery of like a rose on the back or a beautiful feathery creature.
Because it's probably going to get lost or left behind or stolen.
Alright, so you buy yourself a silk kimono robe. But as you enter, Agara's at first excited to see the two of you, and then is a little apprehensive. Thistle, is everything alright?
Yeah. She's very grumpy right now.
We were down at the... What was it called? I'm really bad with place names.
Pearlescent Queen.
The water casino.
We were down at the Pearlescent Queen, and there's a mermaid enslaved, and Thistle tried to free her, and it didn't go well. We did not succeed, and Thistle is sad that I just walked away with Thistle.
She literally holds up her finger for a moment, with her mouth wide, drops it, shuts her mouth, reconsiders, then goes, I'm glad I found someone with such a strong interest in freedom and justice. Well, the Barrows is filled with injustices. And,
so you keep saying.
Thistle's going full Daenerys.
Daenerys?
Storm.
From Game of Thrones. Danny.
Dracarys. Rawr. So.
I'm just... Where I come from, like, if she's up in the mountains and it's all those... She's never seen most of these creatures, and she's definitely never seen people enslaved. So, like, she's probably having a hard time dealing with all of this.
Well, that's fair.
We'll have to get Thistle therapy.
We need to get this entire city.
I mean,
therapy.
she is becoming a bit of a serial killer, so...
So, Agara, this goblin woman wrapped in silk and completely hairless, goes, I'm glad that you have such a strong interest in justice, and this city is filled with injustice. I'm not sure how much good any one person can fix, but we can at least solve the bigger problems. If you're interested, I have a fairly large problem right now. There's this individual, this halfling, by the name of Badru. Was a nobody in the Gutter Cutter clan. But recently he's climbed the ranks really quick. All of his superiors have just been dropping dead. And his fairly ruthless means have earned him a bit of a reputation lately.
Did you say Gutter Bottom Clan?
Gutter Cutter. He's not a nice or an exceptional person by any means. But the fact that he has been able to somehow knock off any threat that has come into his way has been worrisome. People have been dropping dead, surrounded by security, nowhere near this halfling. So we're not sure how he's...
Sounds like magic.
Doing his BS. We do know something, though. He recently moved up into the Carnival District. He likes his status, the finery, and the posh. But he still regularly visits his shack of a home back in the marina. There's no reason for him to keep visiting the wharf. And so there might be something there. But he currently has his crew based out of the carnival. Yeah, there's the fly. Yeah, it's a pain. It's fine.
It hasn't landed anywhere.
It's huge.
It was completely distracting me during that. So I'm back on clan, gutter, cutter, and people are dying.
Remotely. For some reason, this posh halfling visits his shanty house in the marina, even though his entire crew is currently in the Carnival District. Getting by theft and B&Es and other vicious endeavors. So that is their story.
The crew lives where? In
the Carnival
District. Carnival District. That doesn't have an actual carnival?
There are constant carnival-like things happening on that district.
I mean, because I'm just saying, this whole mermaid thing could have been avoided with a carnival.
So...
All right. So how would we know the shanty is his? Like, which one is it? There's a lot of shanties. Shanties are shanties. You're saying he goes to the shanty all the time?
He can give you... Agar gives you the exact location of this shack.
Okay. And we're trying to figure out why people are dying.
Yes. How he's doing it. Because if we can just neuter his violence, his crew will probably cut him and replace him. The only reason why he's gained as much strength as he had is because he has this odd way of murdering people remotely.
Sounds like voodoo.
He does have his crew in the Carnival District, like I said, and Agar gives you where she thinks they are addressed. They're currently staying in a row home, effectively.
But she gave us his shanty house that he's visiting all the time.
Yep. So you have both his current abode and the house.
All right. I think that we should stake out the shanty.
Sure, that sounds good.
I would like to walk past something and find something cool to give to Thistle. That would make her happy.
Well, there's all manners of food stalls. There's like the fried flying centipedes, which are barbecued and glazed.
I will be happy. You just have to promise that at some point in the future, we will come back and save the mermaid. Her and I are going to be friends.
That'll apparently be the next story arc.
We'll work on that.
It'll be a heist game.
Okay.
Yeah. Next time we know John is out, that's what we should do.
We will save the mermaid at some point.
So you make your way down the sea salt column of the Barrows to the docks surrounding it, called the marina. It's filled with people who are just trying to survive. It's the gutter of the city. People are begging for coins, looking for enough food. Some people are trying to convince people to allow them to get on the boat to leave. Nobody gives the marina people time of day.
I pick up Hey Hey and I put him in his carrier on my chest. I feel like someone would pick up my chicken and try to eat him.
That's fair. As you guys are going through the slums, what is both of your...
I think mine's 17?
Oh, I passed it.
16? 15?
I called BS on all those
15.
numbers. 15.
12.
12. All right.
a very high wisdom score.
As you're going about, you do feel your coin purse get cut. And you do see the individual who is attempting to just steal your coin purse.
I pull my dagger and put it up to their throat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was harassing someone of merit. I'll just drop that and I'll give you your lovely day back.
Wait. I pick up the coin purse. Does it feel like he managed to take anything out of it?
No, you caught him pretty quickly. This halfling has massive sideburns, barefoot, he's buck-teethed. He just looks sleazy through and through. And he's just like, sorry.
I twirl the dagger, put it back.
I'll pick an easier target next time. Thank you for being civil, sir. And he turns around and runs.
No, wait. No, I was gonna...
You were gonna do what?
I was gonna give him a silver piece.
Oh, so you're reaching...
try to ingratiate ourselves to him.
Give me a quick charisma check.
Just straight charisma?
Just straight charisma.
13.
13. You pull out a coin, toss it to him, and he goes, why, thank you, sir. The Rat King will keep his eye on you lot. Nice people.
Rat King. Do I know that name?
It's come up once or twice. He's a thief. But you make your way the rest of the way to...
Does that mean that he was the Rat King? Like, that halfling was the Rat King? Or
No.
that he worked for the Rat King?
He was associated with the Rat King in some way. But you leave him, and he's happy, whistling his own tune. And you come across this row of houses, which is where you were sent to for the shack, and you find it's kind of wedged between two slightly more imposing structures. It's kind of just shoved away. It looks like an outhouse at first, but it's not as smelly as one.
I would like to make a stealthy investigation of around the house.
Sure.
So does that mean I need to roll both a stealth and an
No,
investigation?
give me an investigation first. And
Well, I didn't find anything.
okay, Thistle, what are you doing?
I'm following Senpai. Or I guess if he's going around the house, I would try and go around the other way.
Well, it's literally crammed between two buildings. It's a pretty shallow house. It's short compared to the neighboring buildings. And there's not much in front of it. So your investigation is basically just trying to fiddle with like the blinds or whatever, trying to get a good sense of what's going on. Thistle, since you can actually fly, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you can look over and on top of the building as well.
What do we add anything to it?
Investigation, so intelligence and investigation if you have it.
13.
13, you do some just loose looking around. From your investigation, the front door is locked and the shutters are shut and boarded. However, on the top of the house, there is this tarp, effectively, preventing rain from going inside. And just by throwing that over, you do see a giant hole where anyone can slip in and out of. It's not a really well-maintained building.
I come by and tell Senpai and see if we want to go through the hole and investigate.
Is there, like, any way for me to get up there?
It's not going to be hard. You have acrobatics, right?
No.
It's all, like, loosely bound boards, giving it some measure of structure, but there's plenty of climb holes to get up anywhere.
I have very little strength, and I don't have acrobatics.
Do you have a rope?
No.
Okay.
I have a decent dex score, which I guess I'll make but I would want to do it stealthily. I don't want to bring attention to us. I think it would be better if... So, I imagine this comes back down. I'm going to provide a distraction. I'm going to perform on that street corner. You go in and look around.
Okay, we can do that.
So I go to, across the street.
Okay.
And start playing my harmonica, singing, dancing a bit. Hey Hey's dancing along.
Are you putting on any GTS mime attire? Or
No, because just S doesn't... I don't want them to know it was GTS here.
Oh, I see. Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Why do I have performance? I mean, I'm glad I do. 15.
You draw a small crowd. It's mainly people who can't afford to throw anything into your hat.
I didn't even put a hat out. I'm just performing for the sake of performing.
Oh.
But every once in a while, Hey does put a wing out.
He gets nothing. But there are some,
Rude.
gutter rat children who come up and it's like, oh, this is adorable.
I, hand some of them feathers, hand other ones roses, as I'm performing, ingratiating myself to the children.
The children are very happy. They're clapping and dancing and singing. And you draw a small, humble crowd around you, appreciating any distraction in their not so pleasant state. Give me a Constitution check. Save.
What is Constitution? 10.
Okay. You don't retch as you get a good whiff of these people around you. So you manage to save face in front of them. So that's good.
I start handing out more roses.
Oh my gosh! Do you have an inspiration token? Because you just earned one.
I don't think I did.
Alright, well, there is that. And while you're doing that, Thistle, you intend to sneak in and look around more. Is what I understood.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check as you dip into this really small, what you assume is a one-room building.
12.
12. You move the tarp aside, you don't see anyone in, but you quietly and discreetly fly into the chamber. It is simple. On the right side is a mat where it looks like someone did sleep there once. You see a small box crate to the left. Behind you is a door, and in front of you, up against the stack itself, there's a door, probably to a closet.
Is there any dust anywhere?
Oh, a desk?
Dust. Is there dust, or does it look like someone's been there recently?
Give me an investigation check. So intelligence or wisdom, investigation. Either one's good.
7.
Okay. You look around, and this place is too darn filthy to get a good read on current activity. The ground isn't a finished floor, it's kind of just packed mud.
Gotcha.
You don't see anything in the crate to the left except for a few rags. And the mat itself looks like it's partially eaten by rats. It's not exactly a clean environment. Nothing that any well-to-do individual would want to even touch or look at.
Wait, repeat what you just said. Not that you guys want to touch or look at?
There's nothing in this room that you see that a well-to-do thug would want to even touch or look at.
Okay. Are there any other rooms or anything for me to go look at?
There's only the door to the outside behind you, and the door that seems to just go into a closet in front of you. So there's only the two
Okay.
doors.
I go look in the closet.
You turn the knob, open the closet door, and before you is vines, seaweed, little tiny trellises just cascading downwards. You can hear animals in this mist-covered area, and you open the door, and as you gaze in, you realize that it is a lot deeper of a space than what you initially thought. This
I keep going.
closet door, you walk into the space. It is spacious, to say the least. Give me a Arcana check. Intelligence Arcana. Or Nature. Nature would also work.
I'm proficient in nature, so I get a +3, so 21.
That's great. As you're looking at the foliage around you, the plants have this almost glass-like texture to them. Everything is hyper-angular. The vegetation goes up at sharp points, and they end in little tiny bristles. They glisten in what little light is here. And as you're looking at the plants, you realize that none of these things are native to not just the Barrows, but anywhere in the Eastern Seas. Nothing you're looking at is familiar. You walked into a completely foreign place.
What does it smell like?
Instead of the smelly warrens or the more tropical scents, it has more of this very sharp, almost acrid, swamp scent.
Gross. Is there any vegetation? Can I pluck a leaf?
Yeah. As you pull on a leaf, it kind of shatters a little bit at the point of contact, and you see little tiny breaks in the leaf like you poked glass.
Weird.
It's really hard not to look at your notes.
Don't do that.
I take one of the leafy glass type things and I come back out to report my findings to Senpai.
Nice, just so that you're aware, you walked into this hovel a good 15, 20 feet before you decided to turn around, but it still kept going.
Oh, I keep going.
All right.
I just keep, I'm going to go until I can't go anymore.
You wander a good 40, 60. At 80 feet, it opens up to your left where there's this waterfall of just this weird emerald green liquid cascading downward. To the right, you can actually see this space open up, and you can see the sky, and it looks like the sky has fractured. You look up at where the sun is, and it looks like you're looking through a prism where half the sun is slightly below the other half of the sun. As there's this clear line of a broken prism in this weird burgundy.
I fly up. I start flying up to see if I can touch where it is.
You fly for a while, but as you gain elevation around you, there's this weird crystalline vibe to the air, where the further up you get, the more fractaled looking downward gets, and more out of focus. And as you get further and further, as far into the sky as you can get, it becomes almost unseeable to go anywhere. But upon returning a little bit, things slowly get closer and closer into focus, where things start becoming more visible again. Looking downward, you see this wicker village. Not like the shanty town that you just left. It seems grown almost. Every leaf has been folded and molded over a couple years to form these weird, intricate organic homes from these crystalline plants. You see some various vegetation being grown. You can see rows where there's these berries in the field that are bright purples and reds and yellows. You also see
Can
these...
I go pick a berry?
You fly down to look down at this village, and there's people working them. There are these...
Oh, wow.
Very aquatic-looking individuals. They have these green seaweed hair that just kind of cascade back. They have long faces that kind of accent...
Can I put a piece of seaweed on my head so I look like I belong?
Give
like
me
I tie a piece of seaweed onto my hair?
Give me a disguise check.
Natural 20.
You quickly make yourself look as ghillie-suited as possible. And now you just look like a flying little vegetable.
Sweet.
Great. But these seaweed creatures, give me a nature check to see if you recognize what kind of creatures these are.
Probably not an 8.
Nope. You haven't seen these particular kind of things before. They are humanoid. They seem to have intent. And they seem to be farmers. But you have no idea what they are with their seaweed hair, their weird rippling faces, and their like wide webbed fingers and toes. But they don't give you mind, thinking that you're some kind of just bug.
Okay, that sounds good.
And about this point in time, it's been about 20 minutes in this place. With your 20 earlier, you do realize that given the nature of where the Barrows is, you should not be able to see the sun from where you're standing. You should be in the middle of like a giant rock stack. So something's weird with that.
Okay, I start flying back and going to report all of this to Senpai because now I'm all freaked out and excited.
All right. So you make your way back, fly up, out, and you see Thistle approaching you.
I give a bow, say I'll be back at another time. Thank you all for watching. As Thistle, I assume, comes and lands near me.
Mm-hmm. A few of the people come up, thank you, and they disperse slowly. But you were very distracting. Now what?
Oh yeah!
Yeah, there's
sorry,
a
seaweed ball.
Yeah. So I just start telling you everything. I'm really sorry though. I have to send a work email. So I'm telling everything to Senpai, and that's what's happening in the game. And then just excuse me for 1 minute.
Well, how about we take a quick break to the bathroom?
This is a good time for a break. Once we get everything set up in the new office, I intend to have a break screen and an intro screen and an outro screen. I'm very excited to be in the new office.
Me too. Mainly because in-person games are always a little bit less manic. Do.
So how's everybody doing today?
Yeah. It's nice having a game at the end of the week. It's nice and
It is.
absurd.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm excited about the new game.
Yeah.
Starting in July.
That's July 14th.
Yes.
Yep.
We're starting a Wednesday Mork board game.
Will be not directly.
Boop. It'll be...
connected.
Wow, that's a terrible glare. But yeah, it's basically a role-playing game based on the end of the world. So lots of fun. And, yeah. So you'll get to watch Alicia and Howie die a lot. You haven't met Howie on this stream, but it'll be a weird experience to say the least.
Yeah.
And yeah, past that, I hope everyone's doing fine. And I can't wait to get into an actual studio and not our closet.
This is our office. I just am really weirded out by the lighting right now, like very overexposed.
Yeah, well.
But oh, that is sad, Kim.
Life happens.
Life almost happened today.
Yeah.
It was really down to the wire on getting something launched, which is the email Meg is sending.
Not yet. I haven't responded to that one. There's like 4 other ones I haven't forwarded to you yet.
About this or about something else?
It's fine. This one's taken care of. I'm just going to email the person to figure out what is going on with what you said to me. If you guys want to continue, you can.
Well, how about this? Since work is here, how about we pause it there, see if John is able to join you before you guys enter this weird realm.
That sounds good. Call it early today. We're hoping...
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no, it's fine. The fact that we got to play it all today is honestly kind of a miracle. So next week, we are moving offices on Thursday. We're hoping to have everything set up and ready to go for us to play on Friday, but that's going to be
We'll let everyone know.
We'll let everyone know on Thursday whether or not we will get to play, and then the week after that,
Probably
we will
not.
be away, so that is a probably not. So, for sure though, what would that be, the 16th? Yeah, because if Wednesday's the 14th.
I'm actually really excited to go into this really cool land.
Yeah.
So,
but I do
this
feel
will
like
be
we
a
need
good
Grigor
episode.
with us before we proceed.
I was just going to say, John jumped in and sent an email, so there's nothing else we need to do right now. So, like, we are done if there's something else that we can do in this game. But I feel like it would be really great to have all 3 of us back together before we enter in.
Yeah, it's
So,
a good save spot.
I'm good with
Plus,
calling
we
it early,
broke the rhythm.
unless there's some other thing, or if you want to go try and rescue a mermaid. No, I'm just kidding.
The one thing that is happening next week, though, if anybody wants to join us, the Bite Size Book Club is doing Firestarter by Stephen King. That's next week. Gotta finish that.
Not next week. Oh my god, I have to order that right now.
So that will be on bitesize.com/book club shortly. Probably Monday for find the link, but it's also will be on the Bite Size YouTube. Times. You mean, and we will also on the 16th, that will be the first week at our new time. We are moving to 2 p.m. from 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's just because on days like today, that extra hour would be really helpful for getting work done.
And the Wednesday game starting the 14th will be 6 p.m. Eastern Time to 7. But we'll keep posting that as we progress along since we have
They
time.
will be shorter every week since they're a midweek game. And
We have lives.
so, yeah. But we're very excited.
And thank you all the new people who jumped in.
Yes, thank you for
It was
joining
nice having
us.
some new faces.
Yeah, we're looking
To see
forward
more
to
of you
seeing
guys.
again. All right. Well, Meg, I'll talk to you in like 30 seconds. Everyone else?
Oh my god.
And
I'm
we
going to
started
forward you
mowing
some
the
of these
lawn
emails.
next door, so we picked a good time to stop.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. We love you. Have a great week. Hopefully see you next week.
Toodaloo.
Bye.